Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Anyway, you know the drill. Disclaimer: there may be mature content and maybe 18+ content, and I don't own this story. With that stuff out of the way, let's begin. Chapter 27, Naruto vs Arlong. The defeated Mei sat in her cell. She couldn't get the image of her blonde falling out her mind. It kept replaying over and over. That alone was torture for her. She looked at the large hole. She could still see Naruto's last-ditch effort to reach her as he fell, his chest bleeding profusely. They were right, all I do is bring death, she sobbed. Naruto love. She punched the ground with enough force to draw blood. Her senses were suddenly assaulted. A young redhead was lying in the forest, her long red hair creating a halo around her. She watched the clouds pass over her head. I still don't see why we can't go home, she sniffled. She smiled weakly. At least it's pretty out here. She looked down the path to the tiny cabin. She remembered the hate-filled eyes in Kirigakure. She remembered the day she and about 15 other children were kicked out class. Then a week later, being dragged out of bed and running from the village. Mei was listening to the faint singing, the birds inside. Well, what do we have here? An oily voice proclaimed. Mei shuddered as the large black shadow formed over her. Looks like a pretty little girl. Mei shuddered at the unfamiliar and wholly perverted feel. Tell me, a little girl, what's your name? She could smell the alcohol on him. He was wearing a standard Kiri Jonin outfit. His hair was slicked into a dark blue ponytail. He carried a large katana stained with blood. Tell me. The man snapped. Sensitive material, read at own discretion. Mei, she stuttered, rolling away. The man brought his blade down, pinning her. He gave her a sloppy grin on his face as the young girl thrashed. Calm down, bitch, he snapped. He tore her green kimono, exposing her budding chest to the world. I just killed that whore of a mother and you're next, Mei thrashed underneath, tears leaping to her eyes as he pulled the kimono down all way. She could feel him tearing at her pants. She cried loudly, but was silenced with a powerful slap. She felt her underwear tore off her young body. She cried in agony when the man pierced straight through hymen and bottomed out in one thrust. Strangled sobs floated through the forest. The man continued his assault on the young girl. Damn freak, the man cursed loudly. You deserve this all. Remember this, you're just a freak, no one cares. I could be doing this in the town square and no one would stop. He spat spitefully. She cried, no one will ever love you. Your mother and father are dead. He laughed at her, spitting as he continued. Suddenly 10 arms flew out his body, forcing him into a standing position. Mei rolled away, sobbing loudly. She watched shakily as an old lady garbed in dark purple stormed towards the two. Mei shakily stumbled away from the gray-haired women. You disgusting piece of trash, the women screamed, picking up the naked girl. She gently rubbed Mei on the back. Mei shuddered and gave a loud sob. The women let the girl cry into her shoulder. You're one of them, monster. The women snapped her wrist. The man gasped. The women turned her back on the man, tracing small soothing circles. If only I was younger, I would have stopped that monster, she whispered, holding the girl tightly. Mei shook uncontrollably. You two are monster. You'll always be monsters. You'll. A loud crack echoed through the trees. I'm sorry, I heard that the Mizukage sent that creature. I should have been faster, Mei cried. Listen, child, that beast was nothing. You're beautiful young woman, nothing more, nothing less, Mei cried loudly. Come, let's go get you clothes and then leaves this evil village. Mei sniffled as she looked into the kind brown eyes. We'll meet my husband Zolo in a couple of weeks. Mei let the women walk them slowly down the dirt. I'm sure you heard of Zolo. He's the reason our village is so heavily based on swordplay, she continued, rubbing her back. Roranoa Rabbit. Mei's eyes snapped open. The unrepressed memory came flooding. Dirty, nobody can love me, I'm a freak. Naruto. Naruto's eyes cracked open. 2 days had passed in Naruto since the failed assault on Deadman's Island. Naruto was unconscious the entire time. Hancock smiled. Hello my lovely fox, Naruto half-jokingly mumbled. A loud clap echoed through the room. You idiot, why didn't you summon me? Tears threatened to fall down her cheeks. I didn't want you to get hurt, he replied. He looked around the pale cream room. Where are we? Zabuza took us to Mei-chan's friend's house, Hancock replied. How did we get off the island? He tried to pull himself out of the bed, but Hancock held him firmly. Lee opened the 2 chakra gates. Hancock giggled faintly and literally jumped to the mainland. Suddenly a woman walked into the room and smiled fondly at the two. She was carrying a large bowl of steaming soup. I heard what you did for Mei, she said, laying the soup down on the bedside table. Care to explain? She forced her way into his heart. Hancock smiled fondly at the blonde struggling to stand. I need to get going, Mei, I can't just sit here, Naruto groaned, grabbing his chest. Stay, Mei's execution isn't for 5 more days, the woman who brought him food told him. Who are you? Naruto grumbled. The red-headed demoness gave Naruto an innocent smile as she pinned him. Roranoa, she answered. She couldn't help but smile. Hancock placing her lips on his. Explain. I know you and Mei have something, so what is this? Bloodline Protection Act, Naruto mumbled in a daze. Hancock smiled at the reaction. You said that Mei's still alive. Roronoa nodded calmly. Yes, Arlong's going to execute her in a week. Where? Hancock sighed loudly. You're not going to give up, are you? Naruto grinned and wolfed down the soup, saying nope as he did. Hancock touched Naruto and nodded. Mei's family will save her, she vowed. No one's going to stop me this time, Naruto added as the two stood. Let's go check out where she's going to be killed. Roronoa nodded. She pulled her gray hair back and motioned for the two to follow. Hancock helped Naruto off the bed and the two limped after Roronoa. Naruto noticed that they were clearly on an upper floor as they went down the long hall that led to stair. When Naruto and Hancock stumbled down the stairwell, the women laughed at them. Hurry up, she called back. After 5 minutes, Naruto and Hancock reached the bottom of the stairs. Sakura, Shino and Lee were sitting around a table looking at a large map. Sakura smiled as the two sat down. I take we'll try getting her out of danger during the execution, she said knowingly. We will, Shino said in his calm voice. Sakura looked down at the map, which is why we've been planning, she told Naruto proudly. Sakura pulled Naruto into her side and pointed at the map. This is the Mizukage Tower. She was pointing at a large building in the center of the city. A large courtyard was in front of the building. We'll be attacking full out. Lee, no way, it's Naruto, you need to fight. Keep your focus on destroying the enemy and not on trying to free Mei. Naruto glared at the pink hat. We'll get a chance to rescue her after we force the fishmen back. Shino stood up. Zabuza, myself, Lee Chojuro took out 4 of Arlong's elite, and after the destruction of the prison, and our near rescue of Mei, we've revitalized the belief in Kirigakuer, the belief that they deserve freedom, not oppression. Shino explained. We're the strike team. We show these people that Arlong's beatable, and then they strike, Shino told Naruto. Here's the plan, Sakura said. 5 days later. Naruto was fully healed. He was looking at the X-shaped scar across his chest. That is so badass, Naruto exclaimed. Mei, I will not fail, he vowed silently. I promise you that. We're lucky to have you, Hancock stated calmly, wrapping her arms around Naruto. Let's go save our family member. Naruto pulled his orange vest on and nodded. We'll save you, they thought in unison. Stood in front of the large group of ninja and fishmen, he had his large sword held over his head. This is the strongest of you, he roared over. The fishman roared in approval. Arlong continued. And today she dies, and we take control this village. And then he raised his large shark tooth when a rock flew from a roof and hit his nose. Who threw that? I did, Naruto proclaimed from the rooftop. Straw Hat Arlong ground his teeth at the teen standing on the roof across the plaza from him. Naruto though was paying no attention to Arlong. He looked at the bound Mei with disgust. So that's it, Mei. You're just giving up, letting your village fall into the darkness again, he bellowed. Mei let her hang numbly. You're really just going to let him kill you? We're your spirit. Where's the Mei I know? She looked up at Naruto. His eyes darkened with anger. Where's the Mei who saw something she wanted and wasn't afraid to get? Mei clenched her cheeks as the blonde continued. Where's the Mei that ended the age of the bloody mist? Just go, Naruto, she screamed at him. Why, Naruto, why would you risk your life for someone like me, someone as dirty as me? No, not until I find the Mei I know, the Mei who I. He looked at the mist natives and yelled, the Mei I love. Naruto, she mumbled lowly. Love? She looked up and could see no deception, nothing but the pure love going through him. Is this what it's like? Is this what Robin told me about? I gave him my body, maybe, just maybe I can give him my heart along with it. Where's the Mei that would give anything to keep her village safe? Naruto hollered. Mei, you need to find her. She could feel the anger emanating from the blonde Mei. You need to live. Her head snapped when he screamed, Mei, say you want to live. Tears fell down onto the wooden platform. She looked up at her ninja and smiled. I know my dream now. It's to show all those who mistreated me because of my bloodlines that I can be the Mizukage they need. She looked up when she heard Naruto yell a second time, Mei, say you want to live. She looked up directly into the sapphire eyes of Naruto and yelled, I want to live. Naruto's lips tugged upwards. Then you will, I promise you, that Arlong growled. Suddenly Naruto popped in a cloud of white smoke. Arlong whipped around just to receive a bone-shaking uppercut. Arlong flew up. Naruto crossed his fingers. A clone puffed into came to life, grabbing Arlong's legs. He did a front flip, yelling gum gum slingshot. The clone sent Arlong flying into the plaza with bang. Naruto turned and kissed her cheek. I'll protect you, he mumbled, jumping off the large wooden platform. Now. Lee appeared and slammed his left foot into a fishman's gut. A cloud of pitch-black bugs floated towards Shino, walked out of the cloud, terrifying the weaker fishmen. You think you can save her, Straw Hat? Think again, Arlong bellowed, charging straight at Naruto. Leave the Straw Hat for me, he told his gang. You can't stop me, fish face, Naruto exclaimed. Naruto jumped into the air and did a spinning kick to Arlong's chest. Arlong slid away from Naruto battle axe. Arlong dived to the right, dodging an axe kick. The ground exploded from the force of the attack. Lee spun around on his hands, delivering powerful kicks to the large group. A large fishman jumped into the air. Lee stopped his kicks and rolled backwards, barely dodging a stomp. The large manta ray-styled fishman swung a haymaker at Lee. Striking rope behind a thick brown rope bound the fishman, Lee smiled and did an uppercut sending him rolling. Zabuza and Chojuro jumped from the roof swinging their swords down. The two started spinning and slashing through the group. Arlong steamrolled Naruto. He shoulder tackled Naruto. Naruto slid back under the mountain of muscle. Arlong grabbed Naruto's head and smashed him into the wooden execution platform. "You die here today." Naruto frowned and growled, "I'm not going to die today." Naruto swung a left hook. Arlong ground his teeth. The two glared at each other. Naruto threw his arms back and yelled double cannon. Arlong flew 15 feet back. Naruto ran and did a flying kick. Arlong slid back. Rapid fire. Naruto sent a flurry of fist at Arlong. Arlong smiled and caught his arms. Cannonball. Naruto flew headfirst into Arlong's gut. He slid another 5 feet. Naruto kicked off the ground and did a spinning kick to Arlong's jaw. Arlong rolled to his feet. He looked up at Naruto standing in the center of the plaza. The two glared at each other. Arlong could see his forgotten blade lying at the bottom of the wooden platform. He could see his forces being decimated by the army of ninja. Arlong walked forwards. His claws seemed to sharpen. He charged like a bull straight at the young blonde. Naruto backstepped, throwing his arm as he did. Gum gum. Arlong grinned as Naruto bounced underneath the platform cannon. Arlong sped forward, grabbing his shark-toothed blade. Naruto's fist grew ever larger. Arlong laughed and brought the sword down, burying 2 inches of the blade as he did. A loud ding rang through the plaza. Naruto's fist bounced wildly. Arlong pulled his blade, rushed straight at Naruto. Arlong roared, spinning on his heels as he went shark vortex. Arlong became a swirl of dark blue and dangerous silver. Naruto punched up and rocketed straight up. He blasted straight through the wooden platform, landing in front of Mei. Naruto, tears of joy poured down her face. "I'll come back, I promise. No one will hurt you, not while I'm breathing," Naruto stated calmly, diving off the platform. Gum gum. Rapid fire. Mei watched him disappear from view with a faint smile. "I'll tell him." She could still feel the grimy hands of the Kiri ninja on her body. Arlong swung his sword up. A series of loud clangs echoed through. He felt himself sliding as the attack hit. Arlong, without missing a beat, dove underneath the still falling Naruto, rolling back to his feet and swinging his sword in one lightning-fast move. Just as the blade was about to bisect Naruto, Hancock slammed her tail into his chest, sending him rolling. "Be careful," she yelled, throwing 2 guys off of her back. "Lucky boy." Arlong swung a sword high above his head. Naruto rolled to the right. The blade slammed down so close Naruto could feel the cold blade. He continued rolling, avoiding being chopped. Naruto rolled on his belly and sent himself flying straight up. "Stamp!" he exclaimed, forcing Arlong back with 3 quick powerful attacks. A clone appeared behind Naruto as he landed. "Have to get rid of the sword," he mumbled as the clone started spinning his chakra. Arlong grinned and slammed the blade in front of him. The clone popped, leaving just Naruto in the swirling mass of chakra. "What jutsu is that?" Mei thought. The entire battle seemed to thought. "Let's see you take this," Naruto yelled, rushing straight the large cleaver-like sword Rasengan. Arlong felt the blade begin shaking as the sword shaking. A blinding white chakra sphere formed around him. He make out the cobblestone completely disintegrating underneath the force of the attack. A large red circle formed on the impact zone of sword. After 30 seconds the ball exploded, throwing Naruto away. He slid on all fours. His eyes never left the cloud. Arlong barreled out of the cloud of smoke, his sword high above his head. Naruto did a backwards roll, avoiding the blade. Arlong grinned and tore the blade from ground and swung it up. Naruto whipped his head back. He could see 4 strands of hair fall. He dove to left, avoiding a sideways. "Just die," Arlong bellowed loudly. He jabbed at Naruto quickly. Naruto bounced back 3 times, avoiding wild strikes. Naruto jumped back and fired 2 quick kicks. Arlong covered his body with his sword again. Naruto slid to a stop and slammed his fist together. "Gear second," he called out. Arlong charged at Naruto. His razor-sharp fangs bore widely. He sliced at Naruto's gut. Just as the blade was about to touch Naruto, he disappeared. Arlong gasped, and whipped around just in time for a fist to blast him back. He stumbled back. Naruto reappeared in front of him and delivered a powerful right hook. Naruto reappeared behind Arlong and yelled Mach Stamp. Naruto drove Arlong headfirst into the ground and yelled again Mach Spear. He drove his feet into the middle of Arlong's spine. Mach Cannon. Arlong rolled, bringing his blade to block the lightning fast jab. Mach Rapid Fire. Arlong felt the countless number of punches ring through the plaza. The battling continued around them. Naruto continued pounding Arlong into the ground. "That sword," Naruto grumbled as he continued pounding Arlong into the ground. Hancock spun around, driving her foot into a fishman's jaw. She did a graceful backflip. She kicked a second. She watched Lee destroy an entire group of fishmen. He did a flurry of powerful kicks straight into a large shark man's gut, sending 30 feet back. Zabuza spun on his heels, slicing straight through 4 fishmen easily, Chojuro beside him bringing his large chakra hammer down with a loud bang. Shino punched a fishman in the gut, and rolled away as the man started thrashing. He kicked a second, and bounced away again. He double punched a third, cartwheeled and nailed a fourth with a light jab. Sakura fired 4 ropes binding a fridge-like fishman. She jumped, slammed a kunai into the shark man's forehead. She kicked off, yelling rope bind crunch. A blood-red rope rocketed from her wrist and crushed a second. She avoided a flurry of powerful punches, smirked sadistically and drove her kneecap into the man's crotch. Before spinning on her heel and slicing straight through his jugular. Naruto didn't slow down for 2 minutes. Arlong was holding the blade above his head with ease as the boy continued his barrage. "This isn't working, that sword is just too hard to break through," Naruto snapped. He continued pouring punches down on the shield. Naruto dropped onto the ground. "I get it now, you pour chakra into that blade." He started spinning his fist. Arlong stood up. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Arlong slammed the blade in front of himself. Naruto clung to his heavily coiled wrist, time going through the sword. Naruto yelled as the clone started spinning Naruto's chakra. Gum Gum. The clone kicked Naruto into a full-speed run drill. Naruto's grip on his wrist was released. His fist became a spinning mass. Rasengan. Arlong immediately started sliding. They all heard a loud. Naruto's fist spun a large blue ball of chakra. He could hear the metal groan. Arlong slid back on the front his feet. Suddenly the bait exploded. Arlong watched the swirling mass move towards his chest. He roared in pain, dropping his now broken blade. The two looked at each other for 3 seconds, then as if gravity itself shifted, Arlong flew back and smashed into a wall 100 feet back. Naruto grabbed his wrist. "The extra spin physically added to my Rasengan was just enough," Naruto mumbled, looking at the broken blade. Arlong stumbled forward, chuckling darkly. Blood dripped from his chest. His own army seemed completely terrified. "Straw Hat." His voice carried all through the entire plaza. A glint of pure malice filled his eyes. Arlong ran straight at Naruto. He clapped his hands together and yelled water scythe jutsu. He swung his hands as if carrying a weapon. Naruto jumped just as a disc of swirling water flew at him. Water style Sea King Crush. The disc exploded into a mass of tentacles binding Naruto in one quick move. Water style Life Drain Jutsu. Naruto started thrashing as the water created a ball and started swirl wildly around him. "I know because you're rubber that my fishman karate won't be as effective," he smiled darkly. "But I think if I put enough force it will destroy even you." He swung his open palm at the large bubble. 10,000 tile shock. His open palm slammed into the steel hard bubble. The bubble stopped moving for a split second before exploding with the force of a bomb. Naruto rocketed away. He bounced to a stop 50 feet away, hacking loudly. Arlong created a cylinder with his hands. The water suddenly created to fine blades and slashed a clean circle into the ground now. Arlong clung at the large cylinder and slowly pulled it from the earth. Naruto rolled on the ground in pain, blood dripping from his mouth. Arlong slowly walked towards Naruto. A large boulder-sized piece of the cobblestone street held high above his head. "Die!" Arlong roared ferociously, bring the cylinder down onto Naruto. The entire street crunched underneath the weight of the cobblestone. "Sha ha 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 ha!" He laughed loudly. Sakura remained quiet, as did Mei and Hancock. "That won't stop you," they all thought. Roronoa watched from the shadows. A swordsman carrying 3 blades began moving towards the battle. "No, watch," she snapped quietly. Arlong stopped laughing when steam started pouring from underneath the boulder. "This won't stop me." Naruto's voice, heavily distorted, rang from underneath the cobblestone cylinder. "No, I'll flip the world if that's what it takes to save me," he screamed. Arlong stumbled as the boulder slowly started rising. Naruto's body quaked under the weight, but it steadily rose. "That's impossible," Arlong along with his entire gang gasped. "I'll protect everyone I love, everyone precious to me." He threw the boulder slowly. Arlong watched the cobblestone cylinder fly towards 100 tile shock. Arlong yelled, slamming his fist straight into the stone. The boulder exploded. Naruto barreled straight through the rubble, yelling Mach bow staff. Arlong flew straight up. Mach double cannon. Arlong flew higher after being nailed by a 2-fist punch. Naruto disappeared, only to come back into view above Arlong. Mach spear. Arlong coughed loudly, blood sprayed out of his mouth. Naruto disappeared again. Arlong felt the boy go by him, landed with a crash. Mach battle. Naruto threw his legs straight up. Axe. He brought his foot down, slamming it straight into Arlong's neck. Arlong smashed neck first into the ground. A large cloud of dust flew over the two. Everything remained quiet as Naruto walked slowly out cloud. The gear second faded as he made his way towards the wooden platform. That straw hat just beat Arlong. He heard a ninja and fishman scream at the exact same time. Arlong lay in the street, blood pouring from his chest and dribbling down his chin. His still open eyes rolled to the back of his head. The fishman gave Naruto a wide berth as he finished his walk to the platform, a large smile on his face. May he mumbled as he climbed. He'll flip the world for me, May thought. A light blush sprinkled her pretty cheeks. This one is truly Luffy's offspring, the three-bladed swordsman stated as the boy finished the climb. I told you you would live. Naruto punched the metal lock. I promised you that. And I don't break a promise to someone I love. That's my Nindo. He cracked the metal lock. As soon as the chains fell from her body, May bowled over Naruto, knocking him off his feet. I love you, she whispered into his ear. May, come on, people are staring. Naruto whined loudly. The aftermath. 2 days had passed. The fishmen, seeing their leader's defeat, retreated back into the sea. May had already started working on a defense to keep what happened from ever happening again. She and the rest of the Konoha ninja along with the village elder were currently sitting in Mizukage Tower eating. So how much longer will you be staying? One of the female elders asked, clearly aimed at Naruto. We're leaving tomorrow, Naruto stated with a mouth of food. Naruto. May, Sakura and Hancock snapped, don't be rude. The elders chuckled as the boy continued wolfing down food. Suddenly an old man walked to Naruto. We the Kirigakura would like to personally thank you, Uzumaki D. Naruto. It's fine, I had a reason, Naruto said, waving him off. That being said, we would like to give you 2 things. The Konoha ninja stopped eating, watched the old man pull out a small Tanto sword. This is the blade of Kirigakura, only ninja of our village carry it, he told Naruto. It was a simple Tanto with a plain emerald handle. On the butt of the handle was insignia of Kiri. The sheath was emerald with the gold rings that formed a second Kiri symbol. With this you are an honorary member of Kiri, so please feel welcome. The old man smiled. And this is for your lady Hokage. He looked down at the dark blue scroll. It's your payment along with a letter requesting talks of alliance. Naruto nodded. The old man shoved a plate at Naruto. Good, now eat. That's not a problem, Naruto continued wolfing down food. May looked at Naruto and said, we'll have a room set up for you 3. Naruto looked at Lee, Shino and Sakura. He suddenly yelled, I just realized my first mission as Chunin commander was a success. Idiot, Shino mumbled. I have to make Chunin, Lee exclaimed. I cannot allow my eternal rival outdo me. That evening Naruto was closing his eyes when he felt somebody climb in beside him. Naruto-kun, May purred. Acid-chan, he mumbled, wrapping his arm around her. He could feel May's heart beating quickly. She sucked in 3 quick gulps. I was raped. Naruto, jump up. What? He gasped. While he's dead. She looked down, ashamed. It still feel dirty sometimes, she mumbled. Naruto held her tightly. Why are you telling me this? I killed him, my last love. She closed her eyes. I was scared. Every time we spent together. Every time he touched me I shuddered. I knew he wanted me because she dropped her hands over her body. I couldn't handle it. When we kissed I poisoned him. She buried her face in his chest. I tried to save. I tried. I know, he patted her head gingerly. It's different with you though. She looked up and smiled lightly. I can see the way you look me, not my body. Naruto laughed. Thank my lovely. She smiled. You don't look at me any different. Why is that? I understand pain, and I will not abandon you because of it, Naruto replied. She was on top of Naruto, kissing him. Naruto could feel Naruto start slowly pulling down Naruto's pants. Why? Naruto gasped. We had sex in Konoha. I want this to be more, she replied, exposing her chest to the moonlight. Naruto smiled at her and pulled her into a kiss. He flipped her slowly, catching her nightgown and his toes pulled down slowly. She smiled, pulled up his shirt. Her smile faltered at the large X scar. I wouldn't change any of my decisions. I saved you, that's all that matters, he said to her. Naruto moaned as he dragged his tongue over her nipple. Naruto's hands raked over her lower lips. She gasped loudly. Naruto smiled at the wet patch on her dark blue thong. Chapter 28. To build a clan we need a bookkeeper. Naruto, Shino, Lee and Sakura walked through the halls of the Hokage Tower. Naruto had the carry scroll in his hand. They got to a large red door. Naruto could hear faintly, it's been over 2 weeks with no messages, we can only assume that he's dead. No, he's not dead, they heard Tsunade snap angrily. Hokage-sama, be reasonable, that brat stood no chance on them. If I didn't believe he could do it I wouldn't have sent him, Tsunade cut off with anger in her voice. A second female roared with approval. Yes, I vote we give the young alpha more time before we go selling his mates off to the... I don't need any more time. Naruto walked in with an ever-confident grin. Mission complete. The Mizukage saved and the attackers repelled. Naruto slammed the scroll on the table. And a new possible alliance, he said while sliding the scroll to Tsunade, the two sharing a slight smile. Yeah, I'm the best I know, he boasted. The shinobi side of the council laughed loudly at the cocky but not arrogant shinobi. That's impossible, how did you? Sakura-chan came up with the plan and then we hit fast, catching the fishmen off guard, Naruto explained. Tsunade chuckled slightly, her eyes never leaving the new scar. So your first mission was a success. Yes, Lady Hokage. Naruto's head drooped. But I'm not ready to be a team leader. I'm a soldier, but next time I'll be the best leader possible. Spoken like a true alpha. Naruto looked at the women with the bright red fang marks across her cheeks. She had a feral grin on her lips. Tsume Inuzuka. Naruto ignored the council's barrage of questions and said, any relation to Hana Inuzuka besides the obvious clan? She's my daughter, Tsume replied calmly. That's awesome. Heard she's been teaching Hinata. I guess I have to thank you. Hinata's great, kind of weird sometimes, but still I like. She's one of my best friends, he noted with his usual cheeriness. My clan has nothing but respect for you and your abilities, and if we can help one of your mates we will, she pointed out. Well, thank you, I guess, he mumbled. Anyways, I'll be seeing you all, esteemed council members. Naruto gave a clearly exaggerated bow with his statement. Naruto. Sakura snapped, slapping him lightly. It was a joke, Sakura-chan. Naruto groaned, rubbing his head. Ill-timed one like always, Naruto. Shino argued in his monotone voice. Show some emotion, Shino, Naruto commanded. No, Shino replied simply. The ninja couldn't help but chuckle. Now that's the next generation. Don't know if I should be happy or worried. Shikaku Nara, the head of the Nara clan, noted with the usual too troublesome to worry now. Naruto grabbed Lee and Sakura. Let's go get some ramen. Best way to celebrate. He stepped before sighing loudly. Anko to Hinata and Haku. Ichiraku, I'll come by. But first he turned and walked in the opposite direction. Sensei-chan to Sakura grabbed his wrist and dragged him along the road. My house. Naruto shrieked girlishly. His couch was replaced with a futon. Hanging from the ceiling were two large hammocks. What did you do? He screeched. One bedroom apartment, 5 people. Anko countered with an eyebrow taunt. So what you're saying is? The two sighed loudly and said in unison, we need a bigger house. Yes, especially if you keep getting wives, a compound might be needed. She looked at the 5, and screamed a Jonin, 2 Chunin, and 2 Jinan. She rubbed her temple. Did you bother learning anything about the BLPA? Anko and Naruto adopted an innocent stare and shook their head. Are you serious? The two mirrored each other and nodded. Come on. Sakura grabbed their ear and pulled them towards the door. You're doing some reading. Sakura. The two whined childishly. Seriously, how in the world have you two survived this long? They looked at one another and said, Kurenai-chan. Do you two have any plans for bills, food and rent? She asked as she stomped down the road. Well, with poor mission pay between the 5 of us it's... Anko began embarrassedly. Anko-sensei, really your oldest? Sakura cut in. You're on good terms with the Hokage, correct? She snapped at Naruto. Yeah, I am. I'm sure you're a little more than that. Anko nudged Naruto's ribs. How did you know? Naruto stuttered. Drink with Shizune and you find out all kinds of things. She slapped Naruto on the back. Bag to hot cages makes me proud to be your wife, she whispered. Are you two listening? Sakura screamed, making the two fly up. Me and Anko aren't the book type, Naruto countered loudly. As if struck by lightning, looked straight into Sakura's jade green eyes and pulled her into a kiss. But you are, marry me. Both females did a double take. What they muttered, Sakura still feeling her lips. I said marry me, Naruto restated with even more confidence. Are you insane? Sakura screamed. What's so insane? We're friends, right? Sakura nodded. We get along and I'm sure the others won't mind you. I'm 13, I can't just marry you, Sakura countered. In the eyes of the village, you're an adult. He flicked Sakura's headband, which now covered her forehead rather than her pinned her hair. I have Anko. You two are always at each other's throats, Sakura countered. That's just because we're alike and I personally care a ton about wifey-chan here. He clapped her back, but because of their height difference came close to her ass. We can't just marry on a whim. Me and Anko did. Naruto grabbed both her shoulders and said, fine, don't marry me but move in, and when Sasuke doesn't acknowledge your strength and you finally realize that I'm better, we can get married then. Naruto, that's insane. Sakura tried to reason with the blonde. Well, people said I was insane for calling, he gave air quotes, the Ice Queen Kurenai Yuhi. He undid the quotes and continued, my wife. Come on Sakura, you said it yourself, we need help. The last thing I want is to drive my clan into the ground, and you proved you're very knowledgeably. Sakura sighed. Plus you're beautiful, graceful, and you're already part of my clan even if you don't want to be. Sakura's eyebrow raised. We can show everyone what a clan with a loser. Points towards his chest. A psycho points at Anko proudly. Hey, Anko cut indignantly. A foul-mouthed redhead on her mission. Tuya sneezes loudly. The last of the ice users, Haku feels her ears. A failure who was born into a clan of prodigies. Hinata rubs her nose and stifles a sneeze. And a loud mouth can become a capable, successful clan. Sakura ground her teeth. Come on Sakura, what's the worst that can happen? Sakura grumbled lowly, and a faint I can't believe about to say this could be heard. Fine, I'll marry you. Naruto jumped forward and spun her. Great, first things first, how do we become a successful clan? I'm crazy. Chapter 29, To build a clan we need friends. PT1 Sasuke listened to the faint heartbeat monitor, the light beep beep beep, driving the young Uchiha insane with each passing moment. After 5 minutes Sasuke stormed out of the hospital room, punching the wall soundly as he did. As soon as he exited the room he caught a glimpse of Naruto, his arm around Kurenai's hip. Sakura was beside the two, laughing. She smiled brightly, but it immediately faltered as the Uchiha turned his cheek up and walked down the hall. "Hey Cherry-chan, you okay?" Naruto poked her forehead. Sakura shook her head and smiled at the two. "So when's your wedding?" She pulled out a bright pink book. "Never," Kurenai snapped, pulling herself out of Naruto's grip. "Just admit it, Sensei-chan, you love me," Naruto taunted. "Yeah, I do, but not like that." Kurenai gave a cheeky grin. "Okay, tonight you and Hinata are meeting her father in the Hyuga compound," she told Naruto, looking down at the day planner. "Then tomorrow morning we have to go see my mother and try to get her to not hit me with a frying pan again," Naruto snapped, rubbing the back of his skull. "Come on Sakura, you could have at least warned me. I didn't know she hated you that much." Sakura blushed slightly. "I'm sure she's calmed down now." "Whatever Sensei-chan, one date, come on," Naruto whined loudly. Kurenai shook her head. "Come on, look at it this way, I'm the only male you can be around. How long did dating the creep assume work out? For 2 days. I said no, Naruto. When you meet Hiyashi. Polite, courteous, yeah Cherry-chan, I get it." Naruto barged into an office with a smile. "Princess," he exclaimed. Tsunade looked up from her paperwork. "Naruto, Sakura, Kurenai." She nodded at the three. "Why are you here?" "Came here to ask about a clan compound." Naruto yawned loudly. "And why didn't you just go to the Hokage Tower?" she asked. "I wanted to see you," Naruto replied with a look. Naruto jumped over the desk and hugged her tightly. "Thank you," he mumbled, holding her tightly. "For what?" Tsunade sent a questioning glance. "You saved me." Naruto didn't release his grip and Kiryu was crushed. "It was you. All of you." Naruto released his grip. "Now we need compound, 6 people in a 1-bedroom apartment," Naruto muttered. "Yeah, well, I actually been meaning to talk to you about that. I have a compound that I can get you. It needs to be fixed. And you'll need the ninja side of the council." "Why?" Naruto asked. "This compound hasn't been used in years and it's very special," she explained, sitting down reading the file before placing it on her desk. "Well, Cherry-chan did ask me to try to make nice with the other clans," he stated, sending a glare at Sakura. "I can't believe I have to go see that stick up his butt Hiyashi Hyuga," Naruto whined loudly. Tsunade giggled like a woman half her age. "Naruto, you better keep yourself in check tonight," she stuttered through giggle fits. "Why can't you and Hinata go?" Cherry-chan, Naruto snapped, sitting cross-legged and pouting. "You want to be Hokage? Well, this is good practice in that world," Sakura whispered into his ear. "What?" "Yeah." Naruto ran out of the office yelling, "Where's my robes?" "You just played him like a violin." Kurenai laughed loudly. "Well, fools are easy to play," she stated. The two were walking out of the office. "Yep, Naruto's a ninja, but he's also the same idiot I knew in the academy." "Kurenai, stay for a minute," Tsunade called out. Kurenai froze up and looked back at the blonde. Sakura continued through the door, shutting it on her way out. "When are you going to tell him?" Kurenai smiled. "Make him squirm a little longer, Tsunade-sama," she replied with a slight mischievous glance. Tsunade laughed loudly. I see it." She slapped her desk loudly. "The Great Eyes Queen is just as much of a joker as Rubber Boy." "I'm not that bad," Kurenai whined loudly, causing the women laugh even louder. "You're Naruto to less extreme." "I am not," she argued. "You two are definitely made for each other." Tsunade got up and grabbed Kurenai. "But I want my time with our idiot." Kurenai nodded frantically. "I know." She fell down it and sat cross-legged. "I'm still getting used to the idea of sharing what I started thinking of my blonde." Tsunade slapped her soundly on the back. "So that's why you haven't told him?" "Arison the idiot." Naruto walked down the street wearing his dark blue kimono, rubbing his head. "I can't believe Sakura isn't letting me wear my hat." Naruto mumbled, "It's my treasure, the symbol of my dream." Hinata was wearing a white and blue kimono that accented her blue hair and pale skin perfectly. "It's only for one night, Naruto-kun," she stuttered quietly. "You look really handsome, by the way," she added with a twiddle of her fingers. Naruto turned his head and replied, "You look pretty, Hinata-chan." Hinata nearly fell but quickly regained her balance. "Thank you." She was near mute. "You're welcome." The two walked silently towards the Hyuga compound. "Hey Hinata, do you mind if I ask you something?" Naruto asked, his hands behind his head. "What is it, Naruto-kun?" she questioned. "Why does your dad act like he had a stick up his butt?" Hinata's face went ruby and she stuttered quickly. "Father is a very stressed and very busy man." "Well, he still shouldn't act like a jackass," Naruto grunted. The two entered the Hyuga compound, and shivered slightly. Hinata pointed at the tallest building in the compound. "That will be where father is hosting our meeting," she muttered. Naruto walked slightly faster. The two were about to reach the tower when a shadow flew out of the trees. Naruto whipped around just in time to slam his elbow into the figure's neck, and then slammed his fist into its gut. Hanabi, Hinata exclaimed as the young girl hacked loudly. A little kid, Naruto exclaimed. Hinata rubbed her younger sister's back soothingly as she hacked and coughed. How hard did you hit her? Hinata screamed angrily. I was acting on instinct, so it was as hard as I could, Naruto replied. Naruto! She screamed. Hinata Nichin. Hanabi coughed. Hanabi, are you okay? Hinata gasped. You're lucky to be conscious. You know about Naruto's incredible strength. Why would you attack him like that? Hinata scolded. I thought I could catch that brute off guard and force him to destroy that contract, she wheezed. Hanabi, Hinata snapped. I am not a brute, Naruto exclaimed. Oh please, your fighting style has no finesse, no beauty, she coughed. Clearly it works, Naruto countered, pointing at her accusingly. All you are is brute, and that's the only reason you're beaten, Ag-san. Hanabi growled. Sorry big sister, I was just trying to save you. Hinata hugged Hanabi. I don't need saving, Hanabi. She tilted Hanabi's cheek upwards. Naruto has never and will never force me into anything and has been really nice. Tuya and Anko are my family like you are, Hanabi. Quit lying, Hinata, Hanabi cried. You're miserable, just tell father he can force him to give back the contract. Hanabi please, Hinata tried, but the young girl jumped out of Hinata's grip and ran back into the trees. You want me to go get her? Naruto asked, preparing to give chase. No, I'm sure she'll be fine. Hanabi could feel the tears begin to sting her eyes. As she disappeared into jumped from tree to tree. She's like mother, she shook her head wildly. I hate him. She jumped across a short gap. Damn Uzumaki, she cursed, dropping off the trees. She landed on all fours and turned her head towards the main house. I need a plan. Naruto ate slowly. Hiyashi was sitting across from the two. You wish to speak to me? Hiyashi's cold stare never left Naruto. Naruto looked up from his plate. I'm working on getting a compound for me and my fiancée and wife. Okay, but why come to see me? Hiyashi questioned coolly. I need the support of all the major clans, Naruto replied calmly, watching the icy unwavering glare of the older male. I'll support you, Uzumaki, but one thing I ask. Hiyashi looked. Yeah. Hanabi, my second daughter. The little psycho who attacked me. Yeah, what about her? Allow her to visit, Hinata. A faint laugh filled the hall as it steadily got louder and louder. Hinata looked at the blonde with a worried expression written clearly on her face. That's it, he laughed. Of course I'm not some kind of slave master. Hanabi is Hinata's family, and I don't care if she spends every waking minute with Hinata as long as my family remains safe. Hiyashi looked at the blonde. His face hadn't changed, but he was shocked once again by Naruto. You continue amaze me. Did you just compliment the blonde idiot? Naruto grinned, make Hiyashi wish he can take his compliment back. Just go. Hiyashi waved his hand. Sure thing buddy. He stopped and looked at the sake sitting in the table. Hey, can I have that? He pointed at the bottle. Go ahead. Naruto's arm stretched as he walked away. Wifey-chan will love this. He held up the expensive bottle. Cherry-chan will be happy. I thought we would be here for hours. Add well. Suddenly a small figure landed in front of them. Yeah, Naruto yawned. I challenge you, Hanabi exclaimed. You what? Naruto stumbled. I challenge you to a fight. If I win you give me Hinata's contract, Hanabi snapped. Sure. Naruto, Hinata gasped. Lead the way. Naruto, you can't be serious. Hinata grabbed their wrists, only to be completely ignored by the two. The three walked around the building to a large spearing pit. We'll fight until you're either pinned or unconscious. Got it? Hanabi snapped angrily. Naruto pulled his kimono, revealing a bright orange vest and dark blue shorts. You were wearing those the entire time? Hinata sighed. Yep, I think best in my shorts and vest. Naruto grinned. Byakugan, Hanabi snapped. The veins on the left and right side her skull bulged. Naruto slammed his fist together. Gear second. Naruto, Hinata screamed. Hanabi eyed the glowing boy. He was looking down. Come on, she called out loudly. She whipped her head to left just in time to feel Naruto fly by, punching her as he did. Fast, she thought. Her kneecap was suddenly blasted out from underneath her. And before she knew what happened, she was laying on her back, Naruto pinning her arms with his right hand. A smile clearly on his face. You were able to see my gear second, she thrashed. You know, if you ever want to see Hinata, just ask. I will never force you to apart your sisters. Suddenly Naruto dug into his pocket. I'm sure Sakura took all your money to budget, right? He said to Hinata. Yeah. He threw her wallet. She giggled. It was a chibi Naruto. His belly was extremely fat with a satisfied smile on his face. Naruto-chan, Naruto jokingly called it. Naruto looked down at the thrashing girl. Listen, Hanabi, I get that you're hurting, but Hinata didn't abandon you and I will never ever force her to. She snapped. Hanabi instantly stopped moving. Take her to eat. Talk to her, Hinata. He released Hanabi and walked away. I'm on the couch tonight, he yelled loudly. Uzumaki, Hanabi mumbled. Come sister, we can go to Luna. Hanabi looked at Hinata. She had a serene smile as she watched Naruto walk away. Hinata looked at Hanabi, looking at her, a pained expression written on her young face. Before she could blink, Hinata pulled her into a tight hug. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I've been busy." She could feel Hanabi's tears soak her shoulder. "I promise, Hanabi, I will not forget. I won't abandon you." Hanabi looked at Hinata, and for the first time she could see Hinata's true strength. "You're my baby sister. Don't leave me like mother," Hanabi cried loudly. "Mother." Hinata's hands went through the long black hair. "I promise you can come anytime, day or night. If you ever need anything, I'll do anything in my power to help you." Hinata rubbed Hanabi. "Come, I have to get you back before curfew." The two sisters walked in the opposite direction as Naruto, not noticing the smiling figure of their father standing in the shadow of house. "I made the right decision, I know it. Anakimichi and Uzumaki." Naruto looked at himself once again in his kimono. Tuya blushed as the teen threw his arm over her shoulder. "You look pretty, Flute-chan." She kissed him lightly. Naruto's cheeks darkened slightly. "You're not gone, Tuya," and Naruto whipped around. Sakura was tapping her foot impatiently. Anko stood behind her, giving them an immature grin. The two were wearing a pair of short shorts and muscle shirts. A bowl of popcorn held between in Sakura's arm. "We're going now." Naruto dragged Tuya out quickly. "Damn it, how can she be so scary without a weapon?" Naruto stopped, hummed quietly. "Maybe she beat me up constantly in a past life." "Come on, Naruto." Chozo Akimichi, his son Choji, and his wife Kana waited. Naruto. Chozo was at least 3 times the size of a normal human, his hands the size of serving plates. He was wearing a plain red kimono. Beside him was his polar opposite wife. She was a dainty woman with long brown hair. Her lilac kimono did nothing to hide her hourglass figure. Naruto bounced into the large restaurant. He was instantly bombarded by the scent of barbecue. "I can see why he chose this place." He looked over the crowd and recognized his classmate sitting next to what he guessed was his father. "Hey Naruto," Choji greeted as he munched at a large plate filled with pork. "Hi Choji, is this your father?" He pointed at the giant. "Yes, I am," he said in a booming voice. "Chozo Akimichi," he greeted, putting his hand out. "Uzumaki D Naruto," Naruto replied, shaking the larger man's hand. He looked at the pretty brunette woman and yelled, "Who's the lady?" "This is my Kana Akimichi. My mother," Choji added with a smile. Naruto's jaw hit the floor and he exclaimed, "Wait a second, how did you two?" He pointed at the giant man, and then to the women only slightly taller than himself. "Have a kid?" Naruto swings an accusing finger at Choji. Cho's boom laugh shook the entire restaurant. Like this compression jutsu, Naruto watched in awe as Cho's fist rapidly shrunk to a quarter of its normal size. Kana rolled the arm of kimono up expansion jutsu. Her fist grew to twice its normal size. Tuya giggled at the shocked expression her blonde companion. "One more question," Naruto muttered, still in shock. "Shoot," Kana and Chozo said in unison. "How did you two ever get together? Because clearly you're not an Akimichi women." "We met when I was coming home from a mission." Flashback. Chozo walked down through the forest, Inoiki and Shikaku beside him. "I thought you said this was a shortcut," Chozo roared. "It is," Inoiki countered, glaring at the larger man. "Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but if we had taken the road we would have been back by now," Chozo yelled loudly. "What drags?" Shikaku moaned loudly. Yeah, Inoiki mumbled. Chozo swung his large hand into a tree, shattering it completely. "Come on, Inobaka," Chozo grumbled. "Don't call me that." The ninja stopped abruptly at a rustle. "I'm sorry," came a high-pitched voice. The three turned as a woman walked through the forest. She looked at the three with a kind smile on her lips. "You know that this is the longest way back to Konoha, right?" Shikaku whipped his head towards Inoiki, who was rubbing his head embarrassedly. "What are you doing out here?" Chozo choked out at the pretty women. "Gathering some wild herbs. I always find wild always tastes better than store-bought," she replied. Chozo and her eyes never left each other. "Thank you. Do you know how to get back to the village?" "I'll be happy to show you after I'm done," she replied, walking back into the trees. The three men followed quickly. End of flashback. So it was love at first sight. Tuya cooed loudly. "Isn't that sweet, Naruto?" she asked. She heard a loud growl. She turned and screamed, "Naruto!" Chozo, Choji and Naruto all had their forks stuck into the last piece of pork. Their teeth bore like wild animals. "It's mine!" the three roared. Kana shook at her husband and son fighting. "Give it here!" All three of their forks started shaking. "I'm larger, I need the food more," Choji bellowed, going red-faced at the blonde. "Yep, love at first sight. I don't know what Chozo would do without me," Kana sighed as the forks exploded. "Probably starve." Tuya looked at Naruto wolfing down the piece of pork furiously. "I don't know, I love him but you don't know your place," Kana guessed. "I couldn't imagine having to share Chozo." She looked at the young women, especially with Anko, one of the top kunoichi, Haku, one of the 11, Hinata, who from what I hear has been working every day all day. If the rumors are true, then Sakura Haruno, a book-smart kunoichi with a lot potential. And Kurita Yuhi, the Genjutsu mistress of Konoha. A loud hearty laugh interrupted the two. "Kana-chan, I like this kid." Tuya turned. Naruto was on the ground nursing a large bruise but had a victorious grin on his face. Not very many people can steal food from an Akimichi. You definitely have my clan's support. Choji had a darkly looked until a loud slap rang. Calm down, Kana snapped. Mom, Choji whined. He stole the last. I don't want to hear it. We can order some more, Kana said with an air of finality. Fine, Choji grumbled. Stupid preparation time. The two walked into the apartment smiling. That's two. Naruto swung his arms up laughing as he did. Well, off to bed night. He gave her light peck and hopped into one of the hammocks hanging from the ceiling. Tuya walked through the apartment. She could hear a movie going. But went into the kitchen water. She moved gracefully through the darkened kitchen and poured a glass of water. As she walked back to the living room, she noticed a large amount of empty food boxes, ramen cups and doggy boxes. I know. She felt inspiration hit her. She could see Anko and Sakura munching happily at their take. I know, she exclaimed. Nara and Naruto. Only a couple more days of this, Sakura told Naruto as she forced him into his robes. Nara clan Yamanaka then Inuzuka. This is stupid, Naruto kicked childishly. Cut it out, Naruto. Sakura kicked Naruto's kneecap out and slammed him into the ground. Lovers spat. Shino chuckled slightly at the thrashing boy in pinkette. Remind me why you're here, Naruto grunted as the girl forced his shirt closed. Hinata, she said she needed my help with some jutsu she's working, Shino replied. We have a pile of D ranks after your near death, and Kiri the Hokage thought it best we go back to the basics with Kurenai leading our squad. Great, Naruto moaned loudly. D ranks, I hate D ranks. There, Sakura looked down at Naruto proudly. Fine, Shikaku Naru, right, he grunted. Let's go, Naruto-kun. Naruto turned towards Haku wearing a pink kimono. Yeah, Naruto waved, hanging his hat as they left. Shikaku sat across from Shikamaru playing shogi. What's this boy like? Shikaku grunted. Shikamaru sighed. He's loud, obnoxious, ill thought out. He says what he's thinking, making him appear like an idiot, but I assure you, father, he's not as stupid as people think. Shikamaru looked towards the Hokage tower and said he also has an ability to bring out things in people. The perfect example is our Hokage. Yeah, I figured that those two have something going on between them, Shikaku muttered tiredly. He's a dreamer and his biggest dream is to be Hokage. I think everyone in Konoha knows that. Shikamaru sighed loudly. Yeah, Shikamaru waved him off. Naruto flew through the door. Hey, lazy ass, Naruto greeted. Naruto, Haku hissed. Naruto, Shikamaru waved slightly. Let's get this over with, Shikaku yawned. Okay, fine, Naruto replied quickly, sitting down. Haku sat beside him. Haku's hand instantly made a move on the shogi board. Shikamaru wins, she mumbled. Damn it, I was so close, Shikaku bellowed. That was a game, took us 4 months, and you ended it, Shikaku grumbled. Women, Shikamaru grumbled. Sexist, Haku countered. Shikamaru instantly moved the board. Let's play, he yawned. 4 hours later. Naruto was snoring peacefully as the two ninja played, sweat pouring down their brow. Shikaku was watching with almost as much anticipation as the day the nine-tailed attacked. Haku made a move slowly. This is boring. Naruto whined. No, it's extremely exciting actually, Shikaku whispered as his son moved his piece. Fine, are you going to support me in the next clan meeting? Naruto grumbled loudly. Sure, Shikaku stuttered. Whatever, I'm going. See you, Ice-chan, I'm going home. Naruto yawned and bounded out of yard as the girl moved quickly. Shikamaru snapped his head around the board quickly and made his own move. Tsume and Tsunade. Naruto was sitting cross-legged watching the older women do paperwork. Every couple of seconds Tsunade would look up and give a loving smile. Don't you want to go? She asked, looking down. Nah, Naruto stated, looking at the pretty women. Her skin went slightly pink, and swatted her hand weakly. Naruto, she mumbled. Her eyes popped open when she felt Naruto place her lips neck. Naruto, she moaned quietly. I have to work, she groaned as his hands went down her back. She spun on her chair, and pressed her lips on his hungrily. Now I get why his scent was on you both. Their backs popped straight. Tsume was smiling at the two. Naruto alpha, she bowed her slightly. Hey, Naruto slowly stumbled back away from Tsunade. Tsume looked at the two blondes. Tsunade-sama, she turned her attention at Naruto. You have my support, but you need to prove you're an alpha to the elders of my clan. Why? Naruto moaned loudly. It won't be hard, Tsume replied. Fine, Naruto grumbled. Chapter 30, To Build a Clan We Need Friends Part 2. Naruto walked into the Inuzuka compound, his straw hat placed proudly on his head. Can't wait to see what Inuzuka have planned to test him, Jiraiya whispered. Yeah, Tsunade agreed, watching the blonde start jogging towards the largest building. Naruto slowed to a stop with a large grin. Tsume, Hana and Kiba looked down at him. Hey, Naruto waved cheerfully. Let's get this over with, Naruto grinned, pushing his straw hat onto its neckband. Tsume nodded and walked into the building. Kiba and Hana followed quietly afterwards. Mother, why? Naruto's no alpha, Kiba mumbled. He's proven himself as more of an alpha than you, son. Tsume growled lowly. Kiba's head dropped downwards, clearly grinding his teeth in anger. Mother Hana whispered. Quite Hana. Tsume snapped, instantly silencing the female. The group got the back of the building. A large gladiatorial pit was in the center of the courtyard. 5 elderly people sat on the far side. Kiba the boy jumped straight in. Naruto bounded out of the backyard. The 5 elders eyed Naruto critically. Naruto, Tsume proclaimed warmly. This is a simple test, she said, eyeing the pit. Kiba and Akamaru circled anxiously. You beat our future clan head in a duel. Naruto stood on the railing of the pit and looked down to Kiba. It will be to a knockout or we deem the battle to be a loss. Like the Chunin exam, Naruto summarized. Exactly. You can any jutsu. Naruto kicked of the handrail and sailed into the battle pit, landing directly in front of the dog boy. Good luck, dog breath, Naruto said, swinging his hand out. I don't need luck. Kiba slapped the outstretched hand away. The elders and Tsume shook their heads in disgust. But you might dead last, he smirked perversely. Maybe once I show my strength I can take that hot black-haired jonin of your hands. Tsume and Hana glared down at their family. Begin. Naruto's fist instantly clapped into Kiba's jaw. Kiba rolled away and was about to return to his feet. When Naruto's foot cracked into his jaw, sending into another roll, Naruto did a backflip, avoiding 3 quick kunai. Naruto whipped to his left and instantly grabbed Akamaru in one hand. What's with the puppy? He asked as the dog thrashed in his hands. Kiba moved to the left and right, eyeing the blonde's every move. He's my partner, I never go into battle without him. Idiot, the elders Tsume and Hana instantly snapped quietly. Okay, so if I did this, Naruto clenched his hands lightly. Akamaru started squealing helplessly. You would GE. Kiba rushed straight at Naruto, swinging wild swipes aimed at the blonde's head. Naruto bounced back, dodging. He's fast, Naruto thought as he did a double kick, sending himself 10 feet back. So he's fast, which means Naruto dropped down, threw Akamaru into the wall of the stadium and bounced up into an uppercut in one powerful movement. Kiba flew in the opposite direction as Akamaru rolling to a stop against the wall. Damn it, that woman wasn't built to train Naruto. So how did he get so much stronger? Kiba clenched his jaw. Naruto's doing well, Jiraiya stated, watching the blonde move to the wall, creating a large triangle between the 3. Guy cried from his position in the thick trees. Lee rubbed his back as tears streamed down his face. Naruto-kun, our training has taken you far, they thought. Kiba pushed himself up and immediately fell onto all fours. Ninja art, beast mimicry, all fours jutsu. Kiba kicked off his back legs and rocketed straight into Naruto's gut. The 2 teens crashed into the wall with enough force to crack the stone. Kiba grabbed Naruto's face and forced his head deeper into the wall, and with his right hand punched him soundly in the gut. Kiba's triumphant grin fell as a large grin stretched across Naruto's face. What's so funny? Kiba's feral voice rang loudly. I just get that technique, that's all, Naruto replied, slightly muffled by the claw holding him pinned to the wall. You sacrifice a lot of your natural chakra shield to increase your speed and power 5-fold, Naruto stated. So tell me, with your natural defense already so low, and you weaken that even more, how man punches do you think you can take? Kiba looked down as Naruto's right hand crashed into his gut, sending him bouncing away. Gum. Kiba slid to a stop and looked up at Naruto racing after him. Rapid fire. Kiba barely skidded to the left in time to dodge the haymakers. Stamp. Kiba slid onto his back as the clone nearly cracked his back. Spear. A second clone appeared above him. Kiba did a spinning dodge as the 2-legged kick flew down at him. Cannon. Kiba head snapped to the right in time to dodge a third clone's jab. Kiba felt Naruto slide to a stop behind him. Double cannon. Kiba smashed back first into the wall beside Akamaru, still whimpering weakly. The entire Inuzuka council remained deathly quiet. He could hear the Kiba wheezing. His strength, Kiba mumbled. He could hear Akamaru whimpering beside him. Kiba looked up, anger flashed in his eyes. Kiba flew up from the ground. Naruto snapped his head back, but couldn't avoid 2 powerful slashes. Naruto's hands flew to his eyes. Kiba buried his shoulder into Naruto's gut. Naruto hacked as he bounced away, holding his bleeding face. That's dirty, every spectator thought. Naruto got his feet, his vision seriously blurred. Naruto swung his hands up. Kiba buried his claws into Naruto's wrists. Damn it! Naruto cursed, pulling away. Kiba spun to the ground, and spun up. Naruto stumbled back when a cloud of dirt flew into his face. Kiba! Tsume screamed as the blonde rubbed his damaged eyes. Tsume! Naruto hollered. Kiba and Tsume looked at Naruto. Blood and dirt clumped around Naruto's eyes. I'm going to be Hokage. If I can't win this fight with a handicap, then I don't deserve to be Hokage. The clan elders looked down at Naruto. Or your clan's support. Naruto snapped his hand up and taunted, come on, Kiba. Kiba rushed straight at Naruto. He swung a left hook. Naruto swung his hand up and blocked the attack. Kiba swung his leg up, but once again Naruto's fist blocked. I need to focus but I can barely see. Akamaru bounced up and rushed straight at Naruto quietly as Kiba slashes and kicks forced Naruto along the wall. Mini Fang Naruto hacked when the white dog drilled straight into his belly. Naruto slid away from the two, smiling pretty strong for a puppy. He rubbed his eyes again. You're lucky I could see the dog. Immediately the Inuzuka jumped up, but that's a major blind spot then. Kiba grinned and rushed at Naruto. Akamaru traced a circle around the two, swing punches at each other. Akamaru started spinning as he charged into Naruto's back. Mini Fang. Kiba slid to right as Naruto bounced by him. Naruto rolled to A. Stop 5 feet away. Kiba laughed loudly. Mother thinks you're alpha. He kicked Naruto's belly. You're no alpha. He kicked Naruto again. You're no Hokage. He kicked Naruto a third time, and you definitely don't deserve those bitches. Naruto's eyes popped open as the leg came down on his face. Wah! Naruto threw Kiba back. He drove his kneecap directly into Kiba's gut. Akamaru started spinning quickly at Naruto. Not this time, the half-blind teen snapped. Naruto caught the spinning dog in his right hand and did a left hook to Kiba's cheek. Naruto kicked off the ground as Akamaru started spinning in the opposite direction. Gum Gum Hammer, he exclaimed, driving the tiny pup into the ground. Akamaru yelped loudly and started thrashing weakly. Sorry, Naruto mumbled as he turned towards Kiba. Don't ever badmouth my family. Naruto's mud-filled eyes filled with rage. Kiba stumbled back as the blonde stomped towards him. Naruto Tsunade smiled, and Jiraiya shook his head. Naruto ran blindly at the blur that was Kiba. Gum Gum Cannon, he exclaimed. Kiba easily dodged to the left. His aim, every person thought. Kiba dropped onto the ground, chakra poured out of every pore on his body. All fours jutsu. Naruto stopped moving when the boy kicked off the ground. I can't track him with my eyes. This dirty and injured. He felt Kiba's claw slice him in the shoulder. This is like fighting Kabuto. Naruto felt the claws drag across his back. That's it. Naruto crossed his fingers as the two-boy flew around, leaving claw marks etched across his body. A single clone appeared behind himself. Kiba slid to a stop and looked at the two. Naruto's only jutsu. He grinned and ran straight at Naruto. He drove his shoulder straight into Naruto's. Got you. Naruto smiled, grabbed Kiba's head. Kiba bellowed when Naruto clenched my head. The clone started driving his hand over Naruto's free fist. That's the elders. The fourth Tsume whispered. Naruto, stop. She screamed as the ball solidified, and he swung. The ball stopped half a centimeter from Kiba's chest. The loud whirring of the swirling chakra echoed loudly. Blood dripped from the completely raw skin. The Rasengan was over. If that jutsu hit, Kiba thought frantically. Naruto breathed heavily as the ball faded from his still open palm. I'll be Hokage. Flashback. Naruto sat on the head of the third Hokage watching the village. I say I want to be Hokage, but why? He questioned himself. That's something all Hokages will have to figure out. Naruto turned towards Path. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, was smiling kindly at Naruto. Naruto looked down. I don't know why, old man. Well, I still have some life, Naruto, so figure it out. Hopefully one day. Tell me. The third grabbed the straw hat. Now come, let's go. End of flashback. Naruto grinned. Well, old man, I know now. Hana was spraying the dirt out of his eyes. Rubbing the claw marks gently. I'm sorry, she whispered. It's fine, this is nothing, Hana-chan. She wrapped bandages around his eyes. I'll go get one. Your mates. Hana sat him down. We'll support that boy, the first elder told Tsume. She looked into the pit. Sitting against the wall was Kiba. Akamaru was far away from him. Her dog along with Hana's three all were growling lowly. That boy Tsume. She heard her partner snap his no clan head. Kiba, she exclaimed. Kiba looked when the women smashed into the ground. That was the most disgraceful display I have ever witnessed. Mother, I was fighting too. You fought dishonorable, you fought dirty. The four dogs looked down into the pit. You fought like a petty criminal. And Naruto still had the honor to continue fighting. She slapped him soundly. This cemented it. Kiba, you're not the heir to the clan. Mother, Kiba bellowed. It's Hana, she barked. Do any of you have any complaints? She growled, looking up at the elders. The middle elder man stood. We do not. In fact, after that boy's display we were going to recommend her. What? Kiba exclaimed. Good. She looked down coldly. Kiba, think about what you did in this fight. She looked at the white pup. Come, Akamaru will get you checked on. Kiba smashed his fist into the wall of stadium, silently watching the group of elders watching Naruto. He ground his teeth. Tsunade kneeled against the wall. Well, I see you've nearly blinded yourself, she laughed. Princess, what are you doing here? He asked, moving his head wildly. I watched your fight, she replied. You did good, brat, Jiraiya complimented. Oh hi pervy sage. Naruto waved in a random direction. I'm over here. Jiraiya boomed, grabbing Naruto by the shoulder. Whatever, how long before I can see properly, princess? Naruto asked. With your increased healing, a week maybe at the least. 2 hours later. Tsunade sat waiting, her foot taping the ground. Suddenly the white-haired Jonin appeared in front of her. Yo, Kakashi greeted. Tsunade ground. Tell me, Kakashi wants Sasuke, Uchiha and Kiba in Zuka's mental state, Tsunade ordered calmly. They appear to be fine and take orders well, Kakashi replied curtly. Funny, from what I read, Sasuke seems to be one push away from breaking, and his attitude is far from what I would call a team player. What are you getting at? I watched the Inuzuka test today, and I watched Kiba slice using the wind-based chakra you taught him. A person's eyes, and then if that wasn't enough, he fired dirt using a high-powered wind blast into the person's eyes, she continued calmly. Is this about Naruto Uzumaki? So why have you never reported Kiba's inferiority complex, Kakashi? Her eyes were glacial. I did. Then tell me, why is it you have taught Sasuke and Kiba but Sakura had to go looking for her own sensei? Her eyes alone silenced any argument from Kakashi. Tell me, why is it that Kiba and Sasuke have both shown a hatred and a willingness to kill a fellow Leaf Nin? Sasuke did not make an attempt on any Leaf Nin. Kakashi countered. Tell me then, why is it when Itachi, Kisame and their third ally attacked Naruto, Sasuke using the A-rank designation jutsu you taught tried going straight through Naruto and into Itachi, she bellowed. Sasuke didn't. He had time to stop. I have to reports saying that he chose not to stop, that he was willing to get his revenge through any means. This silenced Kakashi. You will continue acting as Jonin mission leader, but from now on you're banned from being their sensei. Why? Sakura Haruno is the only stable member of your squad. She replied, yet you have never made that report telling me this. Suddenly an Anbu landed behind him. Good, Yamato, you're here. From now on you will take over Team 7's training session. She looked directly at Kakashi. Kiba, Sasuke and yourself will be required to go to an counselor, and is the counselor deemed any of you too unstable for the stress, I will take away ninja status. A promise to a Yamanaka. Naruto, Sakura, Anko, Lee, Shino, Hinata, Hanabi and Kurenai watched Tuya fly around the kitchen. Sweat on the top of her brow, a powerful spicy scent filled the entire apartment. Okay, so 2 more clans, the Yamanaka and Aburame. Shino voice rang. Right, Sakura nodded. Just wait, Tuya yelled. Suddenly a low tune filled the apartment, followed by a flash of yellow. And done, she walked out of the kitchen carrying 4 plates. Hancock right behind her with 4, they dropped the plates on the table and started shoving them across the table that took up nearly the entire back half of the living room. The group looked down. On their plate was a simple baked potato and corn. But that wasn't what scared them. Beside the 2 sides sat a nearly glowing pork chop. Anko poked hers cautiously. Tuya-chan, are you sure this is 100% safe? She asked slowly. It's spicy fried pork chops, they'll be delicious, Hancock told the group. Tuya followed the recipe perfectly, she added proudly as her fellow redhead placed her hands on her hip and nodded. The group looked at one another, then to the redheads. Well, if you're sure, they groaned. They silently cut a piece of the chop off and plotted it into their mouths. 4 seconds later they all screamed fire. They flew towards the kitchen. Ha! Tuya and Hancock chased after them. My mouth, they heard the tap start. Naruto and Anko were fighting over the large jug of milk, as Sakura and Kurenai passed a second in between one another. Hinata, Hanabi and Shino all were racing to fill and empty their glasses. Hancock-chan, Tuya called as the group poured liquid down their gullet. Yeah, Tuya? Hancock replied, the group still struggling with the water and milk. What type of chili pepper did you buy? Trinidad, I think? Hancock answered. Hancock, that's the wrong one, Tuya bellowed. The Trinidad Butch tea pepper is a pepper even ninjas can barrel. This is delicious, Lee roared joyfully. I think I'll call this the pork chop of life. He wolfed down the glowing mass. All the people in the apartment's jaw hit the floor as the green beast wolfed down a 3rd pork chop. Hey Tuya-chan, next time I go out on a day of D ranks, can you make me some of these? His face was beet red, tears streaming down his face. It brings so many memories of Grandma Sancho and my 3-day marathon, Lee cried happily. Naruto-kun, we should do it again someday. Saratingi, sure thing, Lee. Naruto rubbed his tongue. My unga is UMB, my tongue is numb, Naruto groaned. Atacok, you rest up. Tuya, Hancock, you messed up, Anko mumbled. Ever ee.nan, whatever we need to plan, Sakura cut in. After Halan eating, after the clan meeting, Sakura pulled a large scroll out her pink blouse. Arisayas of LLNS Zenona, here's a list of all the business in Konoha. Sakura rolled it into the center of the table. Ikome na best in, pick some we can invest in. Raku, Ichiraku. Dimes are, Dez's bar. Sakura nodded okay. Tenten's father owns a weapon shop and he's looking to expand but needs some help. Lee coughed, steam pouring from his mouth. That's 3, Sakura mumbled. We can talk to Ino's dad tonight about investing in his flower shop, and then we'll be clean out of any extra money and we'll all have to go back to mission. Sakura rubbed her temple. And then there's mother. Forget that I went twice and both times she tried to kill me, Naruto exclaimed. Well, she's going to eventually forgive me, so we keep trying, Sakura roared. Fine, Naruto grunted. You act less mature than me, brood. Hanabi gagged. Don't call me that, Naruto bellowed loudly. The next day, Naruto looked down at himself and sighed. This sucks. I know Inoiki Yamanaka, he's Ino's dad, Sakura stated, her long hair pulled into a bun. She looked down at the pink kimono that perfectly matched her hair. How do I look? She asked. She looked down at the sleeping blonde Naruto. Naruto raced down the street laughing at the pink-haired girl. Just keep going straight, he exclaimed. I'm going to kill you. Ino looked at her father and smiled sweetly. Daddy, she said. Yes. Naruto. Sakura speared Naruto's legs and the two flopped into a roll. They're here. Naruto was struggling as the pink cat throttled him, screaming, you have the attention span of a goldfish. Help, Naruto squeaked. I'm sorry, it was joke, he garbled. Instantly the pink cat stopped and smiled sweetly. You have issues. What was that? She turned her blazing eyes. Nothing. He was now standing behind Inoiki. Protect me, he whispered. Inoiki burst out laughing. You're scared of a little girl. He tried to calm himself but burst out again, but not the demon of the mist, the bloody Sangara. And assaulted an army of creatures that took over a shinobi village. He laughed loudly. But you're scared of little Sakura, he voice carried down the street. You're a strange one, Uzumaki. He clapped Naruto on the back. Yes, indeed, a strange. I'll support your clan in the next meeting. Hey Sakura, is it luck that he does something that makes people like him? Sakura giggled. No, it's not luck, she laughed as Naruto clapped Inoiki happily. It's sheer and utter stupidity. Let's drink sake, Naruto roared. Let's go, Inoiki replied. The next day, Naruto dragged Shino down the street. You're too slow, he said as they rocketed down the street. What are you rushing about anyways? Shino replied calmly. I have to meet your dad, and then Tuya needs help with shopping and wants me to go with her. Anko then wants me and her to go get this guy who's been talking about us. Then Sakura wants to lecture me about the Konoha politics. Hancock is mad that I haven't spent much time with her, and Kura and I want to see me. So I'm pretty busy. Sucks to have harem then. My family's not a harem. Naruto hollered into Shino's face. Well, my father will support you, so. Good, you can come and help me with the others. Then Naruto laughed as they turned towards the apartment. They're your fiancé, Shino grumbled. Hey, you showed some emotion, awesome work, Naruto yelled boisterously. Chapter 31. Next mission. Hinata looked around the forest, her eyes turned around. Hana slammed her left leg into the Hinata's wrists. Hana twisted her hips and brought her leg down onto the top of Hinata's head. You're still too slow, Hana snapped. I want my coat back, Hinata mumbled, playing with the threads her skin-tight shirt. Come on Hinata, you look great, don't be ashamed of your body, Hana stated calmly. Kurenai, Naruto, Shino. Naruto and Tsunade were trading glances at each other. They were all wearing large backpacks. An old woman was watching Tsunade and Naruto carefully. So where's Hinata? Naruto asked. Tsume and Hana requested I put her on hold for a couple more weeks, Tsunade replied. So who's our fourth then, Tsunade-sama? My internal rival. No, not. It is I, the green beast of Konoha. Lee flew through the window, his hands on his hips. Rock Lee, the handsome devil, Lee proclaimed. Naruto-kun, he yelled, hugging the rubber boy tightly. Why Lee? Shino questioned curiously. I figured Lee's iron fist would be a good substitute for Hinata's gentle fist, Tsunade replied calmly, as the boys started doing a one-handed push-ups. Tsunade looked hard-packed muscle with a hungry glint. I see, so what's our mission? Kurenai questioned, watching the same thing as Tsunade. Well, it's really two missions, she started. The first mission is by the mountains on the very border of the land, wind and land of rivers. She pulled out the world map as the green beast and rubber boy continued. There's a tiny village called Doors that is coming under the attack by mountain bandit. Bandits, not enemy, Ninja, Naruto boomed. Well child, you won't be disappointed by their leaders, the old lady told Naruto. What's the next mission? It's a simple diplomatic mission that you were requested to take on, Tsunade continued. You just go to the village hidden in the sand, get the alliance scroll, she said. Fine, let's go. Naruto and Lee did a front flip landing and moving towards the door. Bye Princess. Naruto waved at the Hokage and ran out of the village. Kurenai turned towards the old lady. We'll save your village. The old lady went rigid as the woman's red eyes locked with her own. Fear coursed through her veins as the lady left the room. Well, I will leave this off for now. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment what fan fictions you want to see anyway. See you guys later.